Hello, so this video is about this section that talks about calculating summary statistics of your choice, right? So mean, median, range, IQR, and standard deviation. Okay, so we're going to go to the Google Sheet that has the temperature data on it. See, I'm in my Oslo tab. And I'm going to move the data around a little bit. You don't have to do it this way. I mean, you could do it whatever way works for you. You don't even have to use Google Sheets to do this. There are other ways to calculate means and medians. But I want to put all of the 1995 data in one column and the 2019 data in another column. So I'm going to insert one row above. I right-clicked on the one and I say insert one row above. And then I'm going to put one of these 1995s over there. So that's going to be like my column heading. And I'm going to bold it to remind me that it's a column heading. So I just did Control B. That's a very common Windows abbreviation. Then I'm going to select this entire row. And the way I did it, before I delete it, oh shit, it's not sorted. Oops. Okay, so before I just hit Control Z, Control Z, Control Z to change everything. So before you do any of this, you should make sure that you've got all of your 1995 data on the top and all of your 2000 data on the bottom, which I did not have because I remember I sorted it to look for the -99. So I'm going to click this rectangle right here, and then I'm going to say data, sort range, and I'm going to sort by column B. Boom. And then click sort. Now I got all the 1995s on the top. All right. So now I'm still going to do what I did before. I'm going to insert that row and I'm going to put a 1995 over there. I could just as easily type it. You know, what do you know? So now I'm going to scroll down till I get to the 2019 data, which starts here. And I'm going to put my cursor on the first row that has 2019 data. Then I'm going to hold down the Shift button. And I'm going to go page down, page down, page down, page down, page down, page down till I get all the way to the bottom of it. And then I'm going to hit Control X, which copies it. I'm going to go back to the top. And I'm going to put it right here. Paste. Right-click paste. And now I'm going to put 2019 right here. And I'm just going to go down and check and make sure I don't have years at the bottom. Yeah, I still do. And notice there's a few more data points in 1995 because 1995 2019 had some of those always a good idea to get rid of garbage in your spreadsheet, right? All right. So now here we go. So now I can, I'm going to do them on top. So I'm going to put a few rows above. So I'm going to right click and insert row above, and I'm going to do it a couple of times. Right click on the one, row above, right click on the one, row above. You could also hit Control Y, it does the same thing. I'm also going to insert a new column to the left. But like I said, none of this, just watch the whole thing before you do anything because you don't have to do it in this exact way. All right, so now I'm going to type in mean, and then I'm going to type equals average, because that's the name of their function. And when you say equals, that means you're using a Google Sheets function. I'm going to click on the first data point in 1995, hold down the Shift, and page down till I get to the bottom. I'm going to go a little further. It doesn't hurt. All right. So now I've got a mean. And the cool thing is I can just copy it and paste it. And that's going to give me the 2019 mean. You see what happens? I typed in average B8 to B416, but then when I copied it, it changes the formula to C8 to C4116. So it shows me that my mean is a little bit higher in 2019. I'm going to do median. And again, I'm going to do equals median from B8 to, and I don't even feel like going that far. So I'm just going to type it to B400, right? I know it can't be more than 365. So there we go. The median is 39.6. And when I do it for 2019, I copied it and pasted it, and it's 40, a wee bit higher. And you know, I hate all these decimal points. I don't like to look at a million numbers. So I'm gonna change these just to make it easier for me to read. So I think it's this one. Yeah, you click that little backwards arrow, it just makes it smaller. There we go. Okay, what else did they say? They didn't say mode, they said range. So I think there is a formula called range. Oh no, maybe not. Oh, you know what you have to do? I think you can say minimum and maximum, and that'll give you the range. So minimum is equals min. Oh, you know what else? We could, no, equals min B, now I'm getting like, I'm a good typer, so B8, B400. And then my minimum is -6. Oh, the minimum, it's sorted, isn't it? And the minimum of this, of 2019, it wasn't even a negative. Now the max, is that true? Hang on, I guess it is. All right, so I'm gonna say equals max, oops. Typing not working, equals max. And then again, I'm going to say B8 to B400. And then I'm going to copy and paste. So everything's a little bit higher, not too much. And the range is going to be the maximum minus the minimum. So I'm going to say equals B4, and I can either type the B4 or I could just click, right? Equals tells it you're going to do a formula, B4, right, minus B3. And I can copy that. So it's 78 degrees. And 10 years ago, it was 68 degrees. Oh, no, 20 years ago, it was 68 degrees. So the temperature varied a lot more. So now they asked you, we also asked you for interquartile range. So I'm going to insert some more lines because I'm running out of room, right? So insert. And now what's cool, I just inserted these rows. Look at what happened to my formulas. Now, instead of saying B8, they say B12. They kept track of the fact that I wanted this to be my first number. Okay, so do an interquartile range. So you're going to have to do, first you're going to have to do Q1, and then you're going to have to do Q3. So we're going to see quartile, and we're going to say all the data again. So B12 now to B400. Oh, and then you have to put a comma, and then you have to tell it which quartile you want. So it's going to be 1. And now here, I'm going to do the same formula. I'm going to say equals quartile, but instead of, and I'm going to say B12 through B400, comma 3. All right, so those are my Q1 and Q3. I'm going to copy those and paste those. And then my IQR is going to be Q1 minus Q3, Q3 minus Q1, so equals, you could just click on the Q3 and then type a minus and then click on the Q1. And I can do that for both of them. So my interquartile range is 3 degrees different, but my entire range is like 10 degrees different. So the middle, anyway, you think about what that means. All right, I think the last thing they asked you for was standard deviation, and that's a hard calculation, but it's an easy one here. So we're going to say standard deviation for the population, because this is all the data for the year. And I know one of the years is missing a couple of days, but it's not a big deal. It's not the same thing as picking a sample. If I picked a sample of 30 out of 365 days, right, that would be different from doing the whole year, even though you're missing a couple. So I'm just going to say standard deviation of the population, and I'm going to do B12 to B400, and that's going to give me 16, and it's going to give me 14. Again, so you got more variability in the, oh, that's interesting. Why would that be? Huh. Anyway, I'm going to make these a little smaller, because I think all those decimals have just made me crazy. All right, so now I think we did it.